The national media kicked up a controversy a couple of days ago by alleging that RSS chief Mohan Bhagawat at a meeting at Cherugolpura in Pathanamthitta district in Kerala asked Hindus not to speak English, not to visit foreign countries, and not to wear non traditional dress. Was that true? Absolutely not. At the minimum, that reports could be termed a travesty of truth, propagandish, and libelous. Why did the media say so? Why did the media report like that? There are a couple of factors. The media actually has got an axe to grind with RSS. They are really motivated against the RSS. So that is one of the reasons. The second aspect, is the entire speech was translated by another RSS leader, J. Nandagumar. And instead of translating that word by word or sentence by sentence, he provided almost a summary of the speech. And many parts of the speech were left unreported. So actually, I think that was something which the media was waiting for, and they might have banged on the translator, and that gave them some loopholes, and they misreported that. So that was what really happened. Actually, Mr. Mohan Bhagawat didn't ask any Keralite not to visit outside. I am sure that no sensible politician will ask Kerala, people of Kerala, who actually depend on remittance from abroad, not to visit foreign countries. That is simply impossible. That is simply out of the context. That cannot be done. Second, actually, Mr. Mohan Bhagawat asked Keralites to speak Malayalam within their home, to wear traditional dress at home and other local functions. Let's take a look into what really happened at Cherugokolpura Hindu meeting. Welcome to Insights. I am Hari Kumar. You know, at the Cherugolpura Hindu meeting, which is an annual Hindu gathering held on the banks of river Pamba, Mr. Mohan Bhagawat was addressing a huge crowd. He asked them not to speak English within the four walls of their home. To be specific, he said, अपने घर के चौकट अपने घर के चौकट के अंदर भाषा भूषा भोजन भवन ये अपना होना. This was what he said. Because within the four walls or in the courtyard, I mean, अपने घर के चौकट के अंदर. This was specifically what the word used by him. Actually, the translator didn't miss that point. He specifically said, at your home, you should speak Malayalam. This was what he said. And there is no doubt about that. Here, actually, deliberately, the media might have misquoted and misrepresented the speech. They wanted to portray the RSS in a poor light. They wanted to portray RSS as a regressive organization. So they got an opportunity and they simply misrepresented the speech, and that was actually part of a propaganda. Actually, this was the movement against English in Kerala was started by the CPIM in 1980s. There is a feeder organization of the CPIM which is called Kerala Shastra Sahitya Parishad. I remember that in late 1980s they used to hold campaigns against English medium schools in Kerala. And the SFI, the students wing of the CPIM, also used to hold protests against English medium schools. But eventually the CPIM had to back out because they realized that people of Kerala are not going to listen if they ask them not to learn English. Not even CPIM cadres will listen to that because Malayalis know very well that you cannot stay within the state. You want to go outside. So they will learn English. And I don't think Mohan Bhagawat was saying that. He wanted to preserve the local culture, the local traditions, and anywhere in the world within the home, people should speak their own language, otherwise, the language will die. You look at Tamil people, wherever they are, even for generations, they may be living in Kerala. At home, Tamil Brahmins speak only Tamil, no other language. You look the migrant Tamil Brahmins in Delhi and other North Indian cities. At home, they speak only Tamil. This is done by every community. So there is nothing wrong in that. To asking a society to preserve their culture. Even the Kerala government has taken initiative to make the administrative language Malayalam. So what is wrong in that? And you need to remember that Mr. Mohan Bhagawat actually said that at home elders should convince youngsters. Specifically, he said, "Nai pidi ko samjhaiye." That was what he said. Convince the new generation. He definitely, specifically, he said, don't get into arguments. So don't try to push this on the or foist Malayalam on the head of your younger generation. Convince them. Try make them realize that to preserve one's culture and language is essential. Actually, the translator missed that point. He didn't make that. I think the translator actually missed the spirit of the whole speech. This is one important point that gave room for, the media people to misquote or misrepresent. Then, visiting foreign countries. As I said earlier, no sensible politician will tell Malayalis not to visit foreign countries. Because Kerala is a state that exists or sustains on remittance from abroad. And asking Keralites not to visit other countries is like forcing them to commit suicide. Mohan Bhagawat didn't say like that. He never said that. He said, every year you visit certain places. He used the word Brahman in Hindi. And he said, he specifically asked people, you go and visit whatever places you want. The sentence was, Dekhiye, Desko, Videsko bhi. That is, you go and see places within the country and outside also. But he also requested them to go and meet tribal communities living in forest areas. Go there. Go to places of historic importance. Go to places where personalities of historic importance are born. When you go to tribal areas to visit your brothers, your relatives, he specifically used the word rista. And you ask them whether they need something. Try to understand if they are in need of something. And try to help them if they want any help. This was what he said. What is wrong in that? Actually, the focus of the whole speech of Mr. Mohan Bhagawat was on bringing together different caste groups in Hinduism, bringing peace in the households, preserving one's own culture, traditions and language. I think these are all essential things. Everywhere in the world, every community tries to do that. For example, you go to the Gulf, because I take the example of Gulf because every Malayali knows it. In Gulf, along with Western dress, dishdasha, their traditional dress can be worn at any function. There are several functions where only locals can attend. And all locals come in full regalia, their local dress. They even wear a khanjar, the local Arab dagger. They wear the headdress. They wear the dishdasha, the robe. Everything is local. This is the same. You look at Pakistanis who come and work in the Gulf. They wear the local dress. Even I have seen rich Pakistanis going abroad wearing their pajamas their traditional dress. The same happens in many countries. You look at the Bhutanese people, you look at Sri Lankan ministers, they all wear their traditional dress. What is wrong in that? Because this is asserting your identity. You are resisting cultural invasion from other countries. This is not against English. This is not against any culture. We should be rooted in our culture, but at the same time, we should be open to whatever good that comes from around the world. English is a language that helped us to unite and even to win freedom. English was the language in which speak was many of our saints like Swami Vivekananda spoke. So I don't think Mohan Bhagawat will say not to speak English. He actually never said. He said, along with other languages, you preserve your culture also. Don't get lost. That was what he said. Meet you with other topics next time. Till then, goodbye.